Life consists of many different rhythms, being awake and being asleep, work and personal, being calm, being anxious, spouse, kids, friends, chores, recreation, spend, save, worry, contentment, peace, conflict, success, and failure. At times, we may feel like we are not well balanced in one or more of these rhythms. I like to call the balance in these rhythms harmony. While we all probably dream of never having to work, always being successful in everything we do, never having disagreements with people, and always being on vacation, that is not realistic. And maybe always being on vacation, never working, never making mistakes, and never having any disagreements wouldn't be that great over the long haul. If you really think about it, working to create balance or harmony in our lives within these rhythms makes sense. What about happiness and grief? What about suffering and celebration? Does it make sense to anyone that these two should be balanced or in harmony? I've invested a great deal of effort trying to avoid or at least minimize suffering and grief in my life. I do not think that is very unusual. In our culture today, there is little value attributed to suffering and grief. Happiness and celebration, on the other hand, are emotions most of us want. How many times have you heard yourself or someone else say, "I just want to be happy"? Happiness is dependent on what is currently happening to you. If what is happening to you right now is good, then you are happy. If what is happening to you right now is bad, you are not happy. That is why suffering is to be avoided if we desire to be happy. If we are suffering or grieving, we cannot be happy at the same time. What if there are some kinds of grief and some kinds of suffering that are necessary and should be embraced, not avoided? What if our efforts to produce harmony in these rhythms actually creates beautiful music in and through our lives? In our research and practice, we have found that there is necessary grief and suffering in life that needs to be embraced. We have also found that in order to experience real, ongoing transformation in our lives, we must keep this underlying rhythm in harmony: life, death, and resurrection. All other rhythms of life are built on top of this underlying rhythm. When all these rhythms are in harmony, they combine to make beautiful music in and through our lives, called purpose, meaning, love, hope, joy, and peace. The principles, practices, and tools of keeping all these rhythms in harmony are what we call transformational rhythms. We have developed a 6-part transformational rhythms program, with each part speaking to a different context of our lives. The first part details the platform for transformation. The second part details the principles and practices for transformation of self. The third part, relationships. The fourth part, teams. The fifth part, organizations. And the sixth part, communities. The Masterpiece Moments video blogs are meant to share this program in small, bite-sized pieces. This will be an ongoing stream of content. Tune in when you can. Each video will be useful on its own and part of a bigger whole. Thank you for listening.